Let's do it.
The first weld in this video is going to be a simple stainless steel T-joint on 80 thousandths material. Then we'll take a look at a 2-pass lap joint as well as a 2-pass T-joint on 1/4 inch thick 304L stainless steel. Then the last weld will be walking the cup on the cover pass of a stainless socket weld. All of them will have a little bit of heat, tint, and discoloration, and we're going to talk about that and remove it. So first up, let's do this 80 thousandths 2mm thick stainless T-joint. One of the first tips on stainless steel is get your puddle established and get moving quickly. Within 3 seconds if possible. 2 seconds is even better. If you try to build up heat slowly and hang around for several seconds, heat can build up because stainless is not very thermally conductive. Once heat builds up, it's very hard to outrun it. This is 80 thousandths thick material. I'm at 85 amps full pedal. I'm using a clear Jazzy tin cup with about 25 CFH argon flow. You'll notice I'm adding rod, or I'm dabbing rod, a little more frequently than once per second. Since I don't want to melt through the back side at all, I'm adding rod very frequently. I'm not moving out very far with the electrode before adding rod. And to me, that's a key to not melting through.
In a minute, I'm going to completely remove all that discoloration on that T-joint with a new product I just added to my store at weldmonger.com. And then we'll get back to welding some more stainless steel and talk more about corrosion resistance.
This is EasyKleen's EK Plus, a stainless steel cleaner unit that I just added to my store. And because FabTech is right around the corner, we've got a good special going on, a FabTech special. You can check it out by going to the link in the description of this video. I'm going to hook it up and show you how it works and remove the heat tint on all the welds that we do in this video. This is dead simple. All you got to do is plug the red into the red and the black into the black. Plug it in, pick your brush, thread that in the gun just like you would a MIG tip. Turn it on and you're ready to go. So let's take that T-joint that you saw earlier. It's got some good discoloration on there, and let's see if we can remove that using this machine. Now it uses a cleaning solution, which is a mixture of phosphoric and citric acid. You wet the brush with the piece grounded and it removes a layer of material. Then you neutralize it, let that set a minute, wipe it off, rinse it off. Let's take a look at that. That's quite a difference. That piece is now much more corrosion resistant than it would be if I left it like this. This is before, this is after.
The heat tint or discoloration is an oxide film, and that film is not always as corrosion resistant as it could be or should be. Corrosion can start there. This is not a piece of equipment that the average person in their garage shop would want or even need, but certain industries like food service, restaurant equipment, kitchen equipment, pharmaceutical, they need their stainless to be as corrosion resistant as it can be, and sometimes there are customer requirements, code or specification requirements that require either a passivation treatment or an electropolishing treatment to restore corrosion resistance to the surface layer.
This is the second pass on a 2-pass lap joint on 1/4 inch stainless steel. It's 304L stainless steel welded with 308L filler material. That's typical. Got some nice colors on that, but again, those colors don't mean anything. Those colors aren't very corrosion resistant. So let's take that same weld and hit it with the EasyKleen EK Plus. And that removes a layer of material, makes that surface layer passive and much more corrosion resistant. Here's a 2-pass fillet weld on 1/4 inch stainless steel. I'm using a number 6 gas lens for this first pass. 150 amps. I'm using what is known as the lay wire technique with 332 filler metal, ER308L filler metal. Just leaving that rod in the puddle, but at 150 amps with a good tight arc, it's punching in there. I use both freehand and walking the cup techniques for this weld. Both are good techniques. Both are valid. Sometimes you can't walk the cup because of stuff in the way. Sometimes you have to freehand. Let's come across with that second pass now, showing the freehand technique right here with the Jazzy tin cup with about 20 CFH argon. And then that second half, walk the cup, Same cup, same flow, 20 CFH. Doesn't look too different than the freehand side, does it? I got some nice color on that weld. Makes for a nice post or a nice beauty shot, but it's not ideal for corrosion resistance. Here are the settings I used. So now let's remove that heat tint using the EK Plus. The brush is made of carbon fiber bristles. That way the electrical current can be passed through that solution and provide that cleaning action. After a quick rinse, we'll put the neutralizing solution on and leave that on there for a minute or so. A wipe down, another rinse. That is quite a difference. This weld will be much more corrosion resistant than with the heat tint on there. Let's take a look at that socket weld now. Walking the cup at 140 amps using ER309 filler metal, 1/8 diameter. Socket welds just lend themselves to walking the cup. Sometimes you have to freehand those too when they're up in a pipe rack and there's pipe right next to it. But when you can walk the cup on a socket weld, that's the way to go. But now let's remove that discoloration from this. Quite a bit of weld here, so I'm having to go back to the well, go back to some fresh cleaning solution 2 or 3 times. But in just a few seconds, I got a perfectly silver weld. And of course it needs that neutralizing solution also. Neutralizing is just part of the process. That's what gives the best results. After a final rinse, that thing looks like silver. Compare the before to the after.